Don't get overconfident.
Can I? Okay, I can. Okay, can you jump? Can you backstep?
Well, that about does it.
I think we can just, yeah, this it's a lot quicker to exit this place than it was to come in. And there's probably one treasure chest. There's an area I can't get to because I think, once again, I need the board. I think that's the only method we have of jumping gaps. It's over there above the save point, that tiny island. No big dealio, postilio. Who? Ah, there he is.
Hey, how goes it? Zaveid! Easy there, bro. I don't got time to spar today. Got a date lined up.
That artifact you've got belongs to Ifreed. Why do you have it?
Just picked it up off the ground somewhere.
Don't screw with me, tough guy. I have ways of making you talk.
Ha! I wonder how much pain gets you to open up.
You're the one about to be tested.
It's not up to you how this goes. If I want to talk, we'll talk. And if I want to fight, we'll fight.
What are you?
I'd play more, but I don't want to keep old Pointybeard waiting. We'll chat some more later, with our fists.
Wait!
Aizen! We need to get the flowers to everyone on the ship!
You can handle it!
But you're...
Let's head back, Laffy said.
All right.
Kituki, bye bye, Aizen. Again. Asshole.
Always ready to fight.
Oh, never mind. There was something I did want to check in the menu. And I keep opening up the menu. Something I was curious about. I don't think I can do it, but like, I might as well check just to make sure.
Victory is ours.
You can determine how you want them to use their mystic arts. Interesting. I was hoping there was like a way you could tell them. I think there is. It's either you let them have full reign over it to use it and interrupt conversations, or you tell them not to use it at all, in which case that kind of defeats the purpose. Because then if they're not going to use their mystics, I have to swap through all of them. I guess the thing I was more curious about is there a way that I could force them to use their level 2 or 3 mystics? Because I think they'll only do it on accident, if ever. I don't know if they've ever done it. I think the AI only uses the first one.
What do you think that was?
From the sound of it, it seemed to belong to Ifreed.
I've never seen any object or art quite like it. Maybe it's that relic Ifreed brought back from a continent across the sea.
An art from another continent. Do you think Aizen will be alright?
That Moloch seemed to know what he was doing. I'd rather we just stayed out of his way, but...
First the throne, and now here. What is Zaveid after, anyway?
He was probably just making up that date business. But still, old pointy beard?
Just like Ifried. When I was talking with Benwick, he said Ifried had a pointy beard.
You don't say.
Then I bet Zaveid is that wanted Moloch the Abbey's looking for.
Yeah. He must be aware they're after him. And then he baited Eisen into following him, using something that belonged to Ifried.
And I'm pretty sure Eisen knew that, but he went after him all the same. This can only go well, I'm sure.
Is Eisen in trouble?
It doesn't matter either way, if his Corsair scourge goes untreated. For now, let's get back to the ship.
I'm sure Eisen will be fine. He can just punch it. Yeah, I didn't open this. Hello. Meowsipate. Yes, I did. I don't care if you don't want any trouble.
Dad, I can't take it anymore. I can't deal with life.
It's not that bad, dude.
There you go, with the whining again.
Those two, they seem to be rather upset.
Best stay out of it. They're going at it hammer and tongs. The phrase is hammer and tongs.
I'm not whining. It's been 10 years and the village is no better off than when we started. Every year it gets colder, and every year our harvest gets worse. And the risk of demon blight hasn't gone away.
Your point? Compared to other regions, Westgand has fewer cases of demon blight. Other areas are suffering worse from the cold and the demons. I'd say we're better off here than anywhere else.
You're saying we're lucky that all we have to worry about is cultivating this inhospitable land?
Don't be so impatient. We'll see results. Westgand has incredible potential. If we keep working this land, eventually it will become a prosperous place. Maybe not now, but in 100 years or 1,000, our descendants will have joy and plenty. That's enough for me.
There you go again. Who cares about ancestors? I'm talking about...
Good man, your words have moved me. As an exorcist, I promise to work my hardest to end the demon blight and help people like you find security.
Oh, thank you for your kind words, young exorcist. Then I have a request. How about you start helping by marrying this fool's son of mine?
What?
Ever since his lover gave him the slip, he's been whining like this non-stop.
I'm very sorry, but that wasn't exactly what I had in mind.
Gosh, second one. How many marriage proposals does Eleanor get over the course of this game? It's really funny. Alright, let's head off to the ports, Cadnix, and get everyone their much needed drugs back or whatever. I don't know. Oh, look. Frogs!
Look!
Two frogs.
Frog!
It's unusual to see one this close to the sea.
Hey, I thought of a poem. Day at Port Renede. A frog jumps into the void. The sound of the sea.
Moggy
What
was that?
Just a little poem that popped into my head. My inspiration came from pondering the terror a frog would feel if it unwittingly leapt into the salty ocean. That's...
I don't get it at all.
I got another one! Skinny little frog, Muggy Lou is on your side. Do not give up hope.
I guess that one is about rooting for a frog?
That's right. I once bet a fortune on a game of chance involving frogs. That was my inspiration for this one. What do you think? Poetic, isn't it?
I think you have a gambling problem.
So, did this skinny frog win?
Nope. I lost my entire bet.
I think we can call that poetic justice.
Seriously, that whole conversation for a pun at the end. I'm disappointed. 3 frogs, though. I realized as I was spinning the camera around that there's an even smaller one. That's funny. I remember when we were coming through here the first time, in my head I was like, I thought there was supposed to be like a conversation over there by the door. Well, there it was. Frog. It's really creepy this fort doesn't have any music. I tried to do the Chamballoon thing again, but like I can't get the 4-second timer down. I did slash beat a few more times. I think with Velvet I was able to get up to A rank. Not much higher than that though. Hey Benwick, we got the stupid plants.
We've brought back your solitomas. Drink up.
You've saved us! But where's the first mate?
We bumped into some wannabe tough guy Moloch, and he just took off after him.
What? That must have been Zaveid! Why didn't you guys follow him?
And leave you all with the Corsair Scourge?
Yes! Eisen's the one in danger here.
Is it because the Abbey is after Zaveid?
So you even knew about it? I heard the details from a merchant who deals with the Abbey. Some big-shot exorcist named Melchior has set up a trap for Zaveid and Loringen. If Eisen gets caught up in that, he might not make it out alive.
So now there's Melchior to worry about.
Why is Lord Melchior assuming direct command to capture Zaveid? Wait, that's not important. What matters is I can turn Laufey's head over to him and finally return to the Abbey.
Melchior is a legate. A powerful enemy, trap or no.
Ugh, you guys are useless! Well, fine. If you're not going to go help him, we will.
What makes you think you're capable of being any help?
Would you let an ally get slaughtered just because you were scared?
What?
We want to save him. Maybe we'll lose. It still won't stop us. We are the ones who decide our fates. Only us. That's just the creed of Ifrid's pirates.
You're a real hothead, you know that? Nobody said anything about not helping Eisen.
Huh?
You all stay here, take your medicine like good little boys, and be ready to welcome back your first mate and captain.
The captain?
Why else would Eisen knowingly barge into a trap, if not to save Ifrid?
Of course! Leave the ship and crew to me.
Here, this one's for you.
Those pirates haven't a lick of sense in them.
They don't let reason dictate who they protect.
If you say so, Demon.
Now, about where Eisen's headed.
Those exorcists were talking about some place called Loringen.
Yes, it's a tower in the northern part of Westgand where the exorcists train.
Lines up with what Benwick told us. That must be the place.
There must be a lot of exorcists. Hang in there, Eisen.
That'll take more than basic exorcists to do him in.
We ought to pity any poor exorcists who meet the Reaper.
Right. Let's work together and find him.
And yeah, Velvet just staring at Eleanor like, you better swallow that.
It's an honor to serve as the
Really
Vanguard.
fucking funny. I love that. That was great. So yeah, we're not letting you weasel your way out of this one. And also, drink it now. Do it, please. Except not please. Velvet would never say please. Alright, so now we go off to Loringen. Okay. Yeah, I remember this part of the game. I had a feeling. I was like, because I'm like, I know the tower's here, and then we do go there. I was just like, is it now or later?
Solitoma is as awful as I remember. I'd hoped I'd never have to drink it again.
Are you alright, Eleanor?
Is this your second experience with the Corsair Scourge?
No, I had it for a different reason. In the Abbey, it's tradition for initiates to drink Solitoma as part of their welcoming festivities.
Sounds like hazing to me.
When everyone shares the same experience, drinking something so shockingly revolting, our bonds are strengthened. It's a good thing.
If you say so.
I really did believe I'd never have to taste it again. To be blunt, I hate it.
You're lucky you think it tastes so terrible. That means you also know what tastes good. Right, Velvet?
What does that mean?
Velvet can't taste anything aside from blood.
What? Is that Because she's a demon?
I'm aware of one other flavor. Mogulu, here's your dose of Solitoma.
No!
Get back here!
Don't! Keep that salad away from...
I see. The sweet taste of another suffering.
That's great. Gosh, can someone animate that? Just Velvet shoving Salatoma down Magilu's throat. It's freaking fantastic. Oh, it's over here. I was like, wait. I saw an exclamation mark, but no one was talking. What's going on?
Hello there. You're headed to Loring.
Better believe it.
Just a bit ago, a brawny, silver-haired man asked me how to get there.
Did he say why he was going there?
Something about meeting some friends of his. Exorcists use that tower to train, right? If he has exorcist friends, then maybe he's one too. But he seemed a bit rough and tumble to be an exorcist. I can't imagine a man like him.
Did he say anything else?
He said someone else might stop by and ask about the tower, and told me to tell him if they do. Did he mean you?
No clue.
So he was planning on us following him. What's he scheming?
You mean Zaveid? Or the Abbey?
Both.
Alright. Once again, like I'm instead of muting and unmuting my mic by using the button on my mic, I'm using the icon on OBS, because I feel like when I click the button on the mic, you actually catch that sound. I think the mouse clicking is a bit more conspicuous. But then I run into an issue where my mouse double clicks randomly, and I might mute and unmute, or unmute and then mute again. It's like pain in the butt.
It seems like everyone around me is completely.
Nah, we're all happy.
Yeah! Continuing to fight when you know you'll lose just is insane!
Would you stand around and watch your comrade die just because you're scared?
I wouldn't want to, but getting myself killed wouldn't save anyone either.
Yes, it would be illogical to fight.
Is being illogical really that bad?
Well,
at the Empyrean's throne, I remember Velvet standing, despite the horrible pain she felt. Rokuro is training with all his heart in order to defeat his brother Shigure. And Kurogane used up his own head to forge a powerful blade.
none of that is very logical.
Yeah, I don't know quite how to put it, but I think it's all amazing.
Aren't you forgetting someone?
Magilu is traveling with us, even though she doesn't care. And that...
Yes, go on.
I don't really understand what that's about. Miss Magilu, hang in there!
Well, it is amazing in some sense, I suppose.
I think my favorite thing about skits, this happened a while ago. It was a skit. Oh, wait. It was a skit that passed a while ago, and I was like, it's hilarious, because once again, I muted the mic, and I just knew that every time Bienfu is in a skit, depending on the direction it goes, you can guarantee he'll fly away and be like, Bien! So I was like, I literally said that, and he did it immediately after, and it's always funny to be able to predict that kind of thing. 5,800 for 2 hunts. Can I see the list? That's the life-coveting fairy and the mobile man-eating plant. Burnock Plateau. Where's Burnock Plateau? Gaius Lake Road and Hadlow Hollow. Yeah, we'll end up doubling back to those places at some point. And the bosses, at this point, I'm way over-leveled for those Code Red demons, so it should be fine. I could probably just do it off-stream. Like, after I end the stream, I could just go there on my own and take them out. No big deal. Especially because, like, they're at the end.
Loringen Tower lies beyond the Burnock Plateau.
Blah! If you're gonna set up an obvious trap, couldn't it at least be someplace more convenient?
Okay. Right. I was thinking that it was... I thought that for a minute that Loringen would be the dungeon, but I just remember that Loringen is a really big area with absolutely nothing in it. We go there and our goal is to get to where they're supposedly holding Eisen. I mean Aetheryd. So it's a really big area and it's all empty. There's just treasure chests and items in there, but there are no enemies. So I'm like, right, so Burnock Plateau will serve as the dungeon for this area.
Are you hurt? Can you stand? Yeah.
I'm sure he's fine. I feel like I say that every time. Even though sometimes he's actually not fine. I wonder if one of the stone things, the blank sight stones, whatever they're called, I got increases movement speed on the overworld. I can at least outrun all those witches and stuff that are trying to fly after me. That's nice. Oh, I went the wrong way. I think both ways lead to where I have to go. It's just the way would have been faster. Got greedy and started following the souls. So I've been trying to play a bunch of different games on Switch now that I am free from the curse of Chris Tales and I can play good games. In addition to Wargroove and going back to playing Smash Bros for fun, I've been playing the Mario 3D All-Stars collection. I went back to my Super Mario 64 game, which I never finished. I played 3D All-Stars. Like, I got it when it came out. I played Super Mario 64 for a bit. I played Sunshine for a bit, and then I 100%ed Galaxy. I started playing Galaxy again with the Luigi. The second playthrough with Luigi. Then I stopped and I haven't played the game since then. And so now I decided to go back and play 64. It's funny because, like, when I got 3D All-Stars, I was most excited to play Sunshine because I've never played Sunshine. I played Sunshine, I want to say, like once or twice, maybe a few times, and I just
What's wrong, Laphicet?
haven't
I was
since.
just wondering why Eisen and Zaveid can't work together to find Aetheryd.
All men their age care about is their reputation, their street cred. Such a hassle.
Oh, really?
Well, I can't fully deny it.
The same could be said of women, and of everyone, really. It's hard to work alongside someone unless you strive to understand their thoughts and feelings.
And if you can't?
Well,
It's like Zaveid said. You start talking with your fists instead.
Sounds harder than I thought.
Yeah, I didn't play a lot of Sunshine, and I guess another issue with it is that I need to remember how to play. I need to remember how to control Flood. I do think it's interesting that Flood's movement stuff you can only switch them by changing the equip in the levels. I thought that it was like an upgrade system. I think that'd be a lot more convenient, because if you need a specific nozzle to do something, you have to find it in the level and swap to it. And then when you're done with it, you gotta swap back. And I'm just like, that's weird. Granted, I didn't play the game all that much, so I haven't really come to a point where I need to swap nozzles a lot. I honestly think I've only ever encountered one different type of nozzle so far. So, that I can actually use. But I definitely want to give Sunshine more time, but after I finish 64. So, I came back to 64, and what have I done since I came back? I finished Lethal Lava Land. I was missing 1 star in Lethal Lava Land. Then I completed Dry Desert. I got all the stars there. I completed Dire Docks and Big Boo's Pond. I think that's it. So I think the only stages that I haven't completed yet are Hazy Maze Cave and Cool Mountain. Everything else I have all the stars in, except for the 100 coin stars. I have some of the 100 coin stars, but not all of them. There he is.
Woo, it's a biggie.
Oh, he jumped. Ow. Alright, you. Stop jumping around like a maniac. Yeah, this team setup reminds me. I think it was Tales of the Abyss. Or Tales of Play. Probably both of them. Something funny happened where I changed my team dynamic and I went into a fight. I think I was playing as probably Guy or Luke. Or Lloyd. Whatever. The character I was playing at was an attacker, not a spellcaster. So the fight starts and I run towards the enemies and all three of my allies stay in place to start casting spells. Like no one follows me to the battle. I just think that's funny. It reminded me because in the middle of that fight I noticed that Laphicet, Magilu, and Elnor were all casting. And I'm like, oh right, you guys aren't going to help me. At least not yet. Check what? Oh.
Whoa! Hot water is spouting out of the mountain.
Yeah, that reminds me of a later area we'll go to.
This is one of the 7 wonders of the world, the Burnock Geyser. The water heats up from underground until the pressure forces it to spray up from the surface.
And the rainbows are caused by light reflecting from the salts suspended in the mineral water. It took tens of thousands of years for the minerals to accumulate here and form this phenomenon.
Wowee!
That was very educational.
At least you know plenty of trivia, if nothing else.
Additionally, the groundwater veins that feed this geyser are connected to the sea. Because of this, every now and then a boiled octopus or crab will shoot out from the geyser!
No way!
That's impossible. Well, not impossible, but
with the salt content of the geyser's water, I bet they're seasoned to perfection.
Magilo, I'm declaring your bizarre imagination the 8th wonder of the world.
People say that all the time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Let's get started!
Scorpions are back again, huh? I saw him coming up from behind me. I was like, oh, he's gonna hit me.
I'm not a fan of long, scary things.
Have you looked in a mirror lately?
You really go crazy with all that paper.
You think I'm the one that's going crazy?
Oh, Magilu. Once again, post-battle banter in Tales of games is always fun. I feel like there's a lot less in this game than I would like. I think Zestiria suffers from the same problem. But the stuff that is there is pretty gold. And it's, I guess it's a quality-quantity type of situation. It reminds me of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. The post-battle banter in that game is great, but holy shit, there is so much of it. Because it doesn't just count the playable characters, of which there are 6? 5? Rex, Mia, Morag, Zeke. Tora. 5. Pretty sure it's just 5. I'm not forgetting someone, am I? Holy shit. No, it's just 5. Because it's not just the 5 characters. It's also all the... and it's not just the Blades, because the Blades bumped them up to 11. If you count Poppy, Pyra, Mithra, Pandoria, Brigid, and Dromark. It's like all the rare blades too. Different combinations of different rare blades on different characters trigger different post-battle banter. So it's like... it's crazy, because the blades have to be present next to each other. So I think I thought I got banter that was between Adenine and Newt. And obviously that can only happen if I think they're fighting next to each other. So I have Newt on Zeke, I think, and I have Adenine on Rex? I could be wrong. It's been a while since I played. I don't think the characters will... I don't think post-battle banter like that will trigger if Adenine and Newt are on the same driver. So there's probably... There is a lot of post-battle talk in Xenoblade 2 I've never heard. But all the stuff that I do here is great. There's a lot of good stuff out there. Unfortunately, it doesn't carry over that well into the DLC because of the timing of it. And I guess they couldn't get certain voice actors back. Like, for example, Elma. Her DLC, she does not, in her cutscene where she attacks the potty, and none of them talk to her, or none of them say anything. And the cutscene after the fight is all text boxes. Because like the Elma stuff was all recorded, I believe, just with Caitlin Glass. So nobody ever talks to her, which is kind of sad. She talks to people though. She'll say things if you use her in battle. Like if you summon her with, I think, like Rex or something like that, she'll talk to him. She's like, "I'm coming in, Rex," or something generic like that. But of course, he won't respond because as far as she's not there, kind of thing. Because they didn't record lines together. I don't think she has a... I don't think any of the characters call out her arts either.
Hey, is everyone all right?
To be fair, they also do not do that for the New Game Plus blades either. I think the Torna blades. Specifically, Perdido. I forgot the name of the moth lady. And the giant man. It's just an unfortunate side effect of DLC, because obviously DLC is done after the main game for the most part. So when it comes to voice actors, they need to get them back to do it again, and sometimes they just can't.
Did you get the medicine to the ship's crew?
Yeah.
Good. My thanks to you.
These soldiers won't be happy in the morning, but they're alive. Is this your work?
No. They were like this when I got here. It must have been Zaveid.
He didn't kill a single one. Interesting.
The Abbey is going to great lengths to arrest him.
Even so, he clearly knows he's walking into a trap. What I don't get is why he roped me into all of this. If he didn't want my help, then what need did he have to play the Ifreed card on me?
If you knew this was a trap, why did you come?
To see for myself. When I met Ifreed, I was wallowing in despair that I would ever find a way to break the Reaper's curse. Stop denying reality, he told me. If you were really born with that curse, then it's a part of you. But if the Reaper learns to grasp the wheel of his life, even he may find his creed, his path through stormy waters. And so, I joined him aboard the Von Eltia.
A creed of life.
Let's say someone's murdered the captain. If it came as the result of him living life on his terms, I could accept that. But if anyone, and I mean anyone, tries to crush his way of life, I could never forgive them.
Who's there?
It's rude to eavesdrop.
If you got secrets, talk about them at home.
Zaveid, isn't there any way you and Eisen can work together somehow?
Not if he's going to keep acting like this.
Well, that's how it is.
What was the point of all that posturing? He could have just stayed hidden. Weirdo.
Can't disagree there.
I think all the NPCs that try to sneak up on Velvet and or Eisen really just need to stop trying to, because it doesn't work. Oh, hey, I finished this area. Actually got everything. Cool. Those who sail these waters see visions of their past lives. Some say that a Reaper will take the souls of any who refuse to accept the truth of these visions. These waters are said to be home of angels whose haunting songs lure sailors to their demise. Safe passage is only granted to those who offer a chosen one in sacrifice. You don't say. These islands are home to a legend of two mysterious twins. Any structures crumbled to dust long ago, and the only surviving relics are clothing made from unknown material. These surging waters are constantly stirred by a howling tempest. Most ships that enter are lost, but sailors who survive generally find new strength within themselves, and then they die anyway. Because this is all depressing. Yeah, gee, I wonder why Zaveid let them all alive. That's weird. That doesn't make any sense from my future knowledge of him.
Loringen Tower is a training ground for exorcists, right?
Yes, it's a great edifice built on ancient ruins.
Laphicet, did you ever go there when you were tethered to Teresa?
I don't really remember the beginning of my service to Teresa.
I see.
What sort of training do they do there?
Exorcists are tested and assigned Malachim equivalent to their aptitude with mana. It's also where they practice Malach arts and study our laws.
So the lower ranks use it as a sparring ground in order to train up to the higher ranks?
No, an exorcist's affinity to mana is not something that strengthens through training. We are given Malachim based on our inborn ability, then learn arts to suit that ability.
So, an orderly is an orderly for life, then?
Correct.
There'd be no spirit of competition then. Don't they want to get stronger, to advance through the ranks?
There'd be no purpose to advancement. Rank signifies nothing more than the type and number of Malachim one can tether. People join the Abbey for only two reasons: to protect people from demons, and to save the world.
Are all of you that dedicated to asceticism?
How sickeningly noble of you.
I wonder if your wills are suppressed just like those of the Malachim you use.
Deviants like you could never possibly understand our motives. In any case, that is who awaits you at Loringen Tower.
So we're in for a rough welcome. I say bring it on. I can't wrap my head around Zaveid.
We witnessed his unwillingness to kill before, but it seems he's quite serious about it.
Maybe that's why I don't feel scared of him. Even when he and Eisen were about to fight, I didn't feel tense at all.
Perhaps that's just because you've been around Velvet a bit too long, kiddo. Next to her, few people are frightening.
Do you think so?
Don't ask me.
He doesn't come across as vicious. I think that's why you're not scared.
Because he's just a brawler?
Maybe he's just naive.
Okay, so he's just a naive brawler. He's still involved with Eifried's disappearance, and he's also taking on the Abbey. I just don't get him.
Me neither.
Uh-huh.
I agree, but I don't understand any of you either.
I guess one question I'll never understand. Maybe this game explains it. I don't know why Zaveid refuses to come clear about anything. He's like, you didn't kill Eifried, did you? He's like, I don't know, did I? Like, that's his answer to everything. It's just a deflection. I don't know why he's not just honest about it. He just makes it more difficult. You know that trope? My least favorite trope in all of TV tropes? In all of TV shows and shit? It's the reason I don't like Kamen Rider Faiz.
I don't get it.
Get what?
Why did Eifried let Eisen join his ship, knowing he carried the Reaper's curse with him? What good did it do? I just don't see the reason behind it.
Well, if it were me who had that curse, it would mean that you and Velvet could die because of it, right?
Yeah, I suppose so.
If that's the case, then I'd feel like I'd both want to and not want to be close to you two. And I'd probably really, really hate myself for it.
Do you suppose that's how Eisen feels? But Eifried still took him in. He agreed they'd put up with the curse together.
It's all a bit hard to fathom.
Well, if one thing's for certain, it sounds like Eifried's a very strong man. At least for a base lawless pirate.
Poor communication kills. That's the name of the trope, and I hate it. It's like, hey, all of these issues that are happening could be easily resolved if A and B talk to each other. So for that reason, we're going to come up with as many nonsensical reasons as for why A and B can't talk to each other. That was Kamen Rider Faiz in spades. Especially when A and B finally did talk to each other and they were like, yeah, no, I like you. Yeah, I like you. Look at us. You know, and then they were kind of like buddy-buddy. and then C came in and caused a misunderstanding, and then A and B were at each other's throats again. And they didn't talk to each other again to fix that issue, even though they were both innocent in what C did.
What about this one?
Frigid Photon.
It's
Ooh.
hungry? Bingo! Very nice. And this? It's disturbingly happy?
Froggy-Loo, you're making it kind of obvious.
So yeah, that's a trope I absolutely dislike.
Always ready to fight.
I'm just curious as to why Zaveid doesn't come clean. I'm sure the game explains it. Once again, it's been 2 years, so when the payoff actually happens, I don't remember it too well. It's another reason I don't mind muting myself. I need to listen to what everybody is actually saying.
Eisen, can I ask you about that thing Zaveid had?
It belonged to Ifrit, didn't it? I've read much of the Abbey's archives on weaponry, but I've never seen
It's a gun!
like it.
He found it when we crossed to the far continent. It's a relic from a long-vanished civilization. He's like me and can't resist a good treasure. But of everything we've found, that one was his most prized.
What is it?
I can't say. It seemed like a weapon, but Ifrit wouldn't let anyone touch it. He went off and tested it on his own, then came back all grinning, saying he had an ace up his sleeve the next time we got into a fight.
Then it's definitely some sort of ancient combat device? But why is Zaveid looking for Ifrit? To apologize for stealing it?
He doesn't seem like that much of a gentleman.
Did he really steal it?
What do you mean?
It's just my feeling, but Zaveid doesn't seem like the type of Moloch to steal something so precious.
He said he just picked it up. Perhaps he's trying to return it.
Perhaps.
Eisen's like, I wish I was as positive and like optimistic as you are in regards to all this.
When I'm this close, I won't miss! Form zero! Next! Hurricane! Armor double haze!
Here's true! Better ready to go!
For one! One down! Hurricane! Armor crusher! Double haze! No escape! Give way!
I had no problems here.
Front door right here. I don't think we want to walk in the front door. Oh, right. I forgot that this is on the other side of this place. Does this make any sense geographically within universe that Vortigern and Lorwegern are so close to each other? I need to look at the world map. It feels weird. I remember when I first got this part of the game, I thought that was strange too. But I go through that gate and I'm like, hey, wait, we were on the other side of this gate before we got in the boat and sailed away. But then what? I remember it confusing me a bit.
Woo! It's a biggie!
These guys are just folding. Because even if their levels do pump up and catch up to you, it's like their stats don't. Well, happy with it.
I'm not a fan of long, scary things.
Have you looked in a mirror lately?
You really go crazy with all that
Oh,
hair.
hard shoes.
You think I'm the one that's going?
Getting a lot more new equipment. Hey guys. So did you take care of the what's it called? The demon blight outbreak? In my head of heads, the geography doesn't make any sense, but maybe I'm just wrong. Anyway, let's go to Loringern. I'm trying to remember some of the cooler
It looks like no one is
Tales
injured.
of spell chants. Every time Eleanor uses her Mystic Art, I can only think about Lost Bone Drive. Arise, resound to become the Blade of Destruction. Good stuff. Gosh, I can't remember Mystic Cage to save my life, though. I remember that when it comes to indignation, I'm never sure if it's. I know when Jade says it, it's I who stand in. Oh shit!
No one on guard. They're really not bothering to hide this trap.
They probably knew we'd sense it. The question now is just what they're planning to spring on us.
It's I who stand in the full light of the heavens. Command the. I think it's who. Command the either who opens the gates of hell or to open the gates of hell. Come forth divine lightning. And then it's either descend now or this ends now. For the life of me, I've never been able to figure out which one it is. Between he who opened the gates of hell and this ends now or descend now. Because as you can see, pretty similar, right? So I'm not sure which one it is. Probably look up like an official Tales of wiki or maybe go to a Tales of fan site and see what they say. It's not like the game's subtitled for the fights, so I can't ever tell what it is. I know the full phrase, it's just a matter of if I'm hearing it right or not. It's like so long, Bowser. It's like that kind of thing where people swear it's something different. I think it's descend now. It's just the issue is that they both work, you know. Because yes, the lightning's going to come down as soon as he says that. And this ends now. Yes, I think indignation is probably the single heaviest hitting attack in Tales of the Abyss. Could be wrong. I don't remember Mystic Cage though. Cause he does the chants real quickly. Which is good because I think the
Eisen, when and how did Eifried disappear
Ow, my back.
exactly? And how did you two meet in the first place?
You know, you ask an awful lot of questions about us.
What? I don't mean to pry, really. Perhaps it's a habit I picked up from my work. Drat. It seems I've been digging too hard.
No matter. Eifried vanished about a year ago. He agreed to fight a duel against someone, and secretly left to meet his opponent. Once we figured out what was happening, we rushed to the scene. But all we found was the aftermath of a fight, and a pendulum.
Was Zaveid his opponent?
Given his choice of weapon and his ability to fight, I'd say it's likely.
What I don't get is why Eifried would end up captured and imprisoned by the Abbey after a fight with a stray Moloch.
The Abbey had him prisoner?
On their island. Until an exorcist named Melchior took him away, that is.
What? Lord Melchior did?
The Abbey would have captured Eifried about a year ago. Surely it must have caused quite a stir.
I was simply patrolling. I wasn't involved in any such operations. Oh, but I do remember that we suffered a great number of casualties around that time. I never heard why, and when I went to investigate, I found no records of any major deployment. And then I was ordered to cease any such investigation by Lord Melchior.
That's fishy.
He wanted to hide something, clearly. And I think I'm starting to get a picture of what it was.
And it involves the Abbey?
I think Tales of Symphonia 2 tried to do that with Genus by giving him all of Jade's chants. But it just doesn't work, you know? No offense to Genus. I like Genus, but it sounds weird, him saying the Jade stuff. I liked his silly little things that he said in Symphonia, like pancake time for Stalagmite, or stuff like that. I just find that amusing. Yeah, and then Rita was my favorite. I think she has different chants for her spells, but much like I think Genus, Jade, they all have the same thing where if you have an ability that if you hit the button over and over and over again, you can cut down the casting time and make it go faster. For them, it just generally means that usually after they finish their chant, there's a, what is it? There's a pause, and then they're still casting before they unleash the spell, usually. But if you hit it rapidly enough, they usually just cast their spell as soon as they're done with their chant. Rita, though, she has a chance to activate spells almost instantaneously. So when she starts casting the spell, she just goes blah blah blah, and it skips the chant completely. And it's the fucking funniest thing in the world when I first heard that. When I was playing Berseria for the first time, I was like, did she just say blah blah blah? It's so good. It's really funny. Okay, so yeah, see, like I said, this place is big, has treasures and shit, but nothing else. Okay, and then we're gonna go save Eifried. Actually, wait, I want to change my party. I want to be Eisen.
Me?
Let me take point.
I can handle it. If I'm in this,
And
I'm in
then
this 100%.
who do I want to swap out for Velvet? Do Maggie Lou, maybe.
I'll devour anyone who gets in our way.
Everyone's level 31. Okay, if I remember, it was 3 enemies coming up. First time we get to see Eifried.
Eifried.
So, this is Von Eifried.
Eisen, it's good to see you again.
So you're alive. You could have sent a letter.
When have you ever written a letter to another man?
True. Aside from my little brother, not even once.
Your brother? Ah, yes. You told me that once. Eisen, why?
I've got no brother. Enough of your tricks!
Thanks for luring him out. I owe you one.
Zaveid.
Now come on out, you old coot!
Lord Melchior.
Breaking through my double illusion. Impressive.
I'm making a point not to fall for the same tricks twice.
I shouldn't have let you get away last time. I won't make that mistake again.
Why am I here?
Her consciousness has returned, so that is its power.
turned her into a demon.
What? This can't be happening.
A chain reaction. Your Reaper's curse is quite a dreadful affliction, isn't it?
Don't you run away!
Heads up! Wyvern's coming!
Even as someone who did not leave Zestiria with the most positive of impressions, every time this game draws on Zestiria, I actually do feel like a tinge of nostalgia.
We've got damn dragons to take care of.
Which is definitely a weird thing. It's like, why would you have nostalgia over something you dislike? But to answer that question, I don't know. I just do. So yeah, when Edna popped up the first time, I was like, oh. I had the same reaction that Eisen had when he saw her. He's like, what? Also, obviously, when he said little brother, I was like, well, that's not true at all. I know for a fact you don't have a brother. Tricky, tricky pirate. What game was I playing while I was trying to command people to do the same thing? Oh, I'm drawing a blank. Just trying to tell people to focus attack on the exact same enemy instead of going around randomly. I think you can do that in Tales. I just don't remember how to do it in this one specifically. I had to pause it so I could get my brain some time to think. It didn't help though. These legendary wyverns are also from Zestiria. So when I saw them, I was like, oh my gosh, I know these things. Got him.
Looks like you got caught in your own trap, old man.
Oh, are you sure about that? What the?
I'll take care of the last one.
Just saved the wyvern?
You folks jump in and kill without a second thought. Is that your creed?
Marvelous. Your Siegfried is just the power I've been looking for.
What?
My work here is done.
The hell did you do? Wait, damn you! Follow them!
Oh, that feels good. Every time the whole squad levels up, it's great. And there, Magilu learned her second mystic. So she's the second one to get their second. Weird order to go Velvet than Magilu. Master of Arms. Equipment skill mastery, equipment skill mastery. So for reference, that legendary wyvern, there's a side quest that I don't know if it opens up post game.
Where the hell did they go? Find them.
Or near the end of the game in Zestiria. I think like when you have access to the finale, you get the quest to go defeat like I forget what they're called in They're not called demons in Zestiria, the bad guys. Or the monsters. But to go destroy a particularly powerful one, and you go to a swamp and you fight the Legendary Wyvern. And that was it. It was the one that Zaveid let escape. I guess it's maybe his way of fixing a mistake or seeing something through that he didn't finish out this time around.
Damn, you sure got some speedy legs for an old fart.
I'm glad to see you're okay, Zaveid.
It's not me that I'm worried about.
Melchior was highly interested in your weapon. And yet he didn't steal it. Surely a legate like him could snatch it if he wanted to.
Why bother stealing it when you can just copy its hidden formula? Some arts can decipher the workings of other arts in a split second. And guess what Melchior's specialty is?
As he left, he said, "My work here is done."
The Abbey must have some use for that unknown art. Who knows what? After all, they brought it here from another continent.
And we'll find out what they're after and crush it to dust.
Let me ask you just one question. Why do you have Siegfried?
I'm counting on you, he said. Back when I served the Exorcists, they sent me on a mission to capture Eifried.
Zaveid, you were once their slave?
Yeah. My mind was under the influence of Inominat's domain. But when Eifried aimed this baby at me, one shot was all it took to open my eyes. The fight we had after that was one for the books. He might have been a human, but that guy was a beast. Put a song in my soul. But then Melchior had to jump in and spirit Eifried away with one of his damned illusions. That old bastard! Playing tricks with people's minds.
But why'd he grab Eifried and not Siegfried when he had the chance?
He probably didn't know at the time that this guy was the real prize he was after. But Eifried knew. Right before he was taken, he distracted Melchior long enough to hand Siegfried over to me. Well, that's all I know. Whether you believe me or not is up to you.
Got it. We're done here.
Huh? That was easy.
Eifried only says I'm counting on you to people he trusts.
Is that so?
So, what are you gonna do now?
Gotta keep looking for Eifried. Still gotta give this back and settle our score.
I doubt you have much time left to get that done.
I'd hazard a guess that until now, Melchior was unaware what Siegfried could really do. In other words, he and the Exorcists weren't able to interrogate anything out of their captive.
And now that Eifried's no longer needed, I see no reason for them to keep him alive.
You think I don't know that?
If you really want to save Eifried, you probably ought to team up with us.
Nope. No can do.
Why not?
You lot will do anything to achieve your goals. Even kill. Sorry, I'm a fighter, not a killer. I won't steal a single life. That's just my creed.
And I've got no intention of changing our pirate creed either.
Eisen and Zaveid have their own creeds. They both have such strong principles, even though they're so different.
Just like humans.
Well, that was sure something. Melchior and his illusions are cheats.
There's no cheating in combat.
What I meant is that they were awfully dirty tricks for an upstanding exorcist.
And the illusions seemed so real. Had that gone on any longer, I wouldn't have been able to tell what was real and what was fake.
If it can't be distinguished from reality, perhaps one could live a happier life within the illusion.
That sort of happiness can rot.
You think so?
But by using illusions, you can defeat an opponent without causing them any physical harm.
Oh, how humane. Wow, the Abbey is so great.
Lord Melchior is an exemplary man who has served Lord Artorias since before the Abbey's founding. He's done everything from logistical planning to defense strategy and even political negotiations. He shows the utmost concern, even for his opponents, so...
He turned a friendly Moloch into a dragon.
That was...
Physical wounds can heal. Emotional wounds never fully fade.
Yeah, but...
Don't lose heart, Eleanor. Foul play is foul play, but you're talking to a demon and a witch. Who can judge?
I appreciate that you're trying to console me, but as an exorcist, I cannot accept this.
Maybe people will be happier living in an illusion. That happiness can rot. You don't say, Eisen. It's a funny line to put there. Gosh, yeah, it is interesting that Zaveid was originally not up to killing, yet come Zestiria, he's one of the ones who's most open to it, I believe. Aside from Rose, of course. I think they're both totally fine with doing it. Brings you to the end of Zaveid's personal quest line in what's it called? In Zestiria, when he has to kill who he has to kill at the end of that. And it's oof. It's a trip, alright. Apparently in the Tales of Zestiria anime, there were a few episodes based on Berseria, and I was like, what? Why would they do that? I like the Tales of the Abyss anime. I've seen it like I think 2 or 3 times. It's really good. Actually, I think the funny thing is I kind of wish that the Tales of the Abyss anime did certain things that the Tales of the Abyss game didn't. Because like one of the things that I think is actually quite silly in the Tales of the Abyss game, like on replays, I'm like, this kind of part is a little not dumb, but I find it a little weird.
Let's go.
It's what's the city called? I forget the city, but it's the second city that's falling into the cliff off, not Exariuth. Every time I'm in the middle of something.
I smelled someone pondering. What's on your mind, Laphicet?
I know Siegfried comes from another continent and all, but do you know anything else about it, Rokuro?
Nope, can't say I do. All I care about are swords. That contraption doesn't interest me much.
I suppose that makes sense. But it looked real powerful.
Just guessing based on how we saw Zaveid use it, I'd say it amplifies his power somehow.
An amplifier. It's true that he seemed to get stronger when he fired it at himself.
Yeah, and it gave that dying Legendary Wyvern enough strength to escape.
But wasn't it also what he used to dispel Melchior's illusions back there?
That was also amplification. The Malachim are the source of his arts. The relic pushed them past their limits and... kablooey.
Suffice it to say, it can be used both offensively and defensively. It must be very hard to master.
More important is what the Abbey plans to do with it. Not that I really care.
I like how she ends every single one of her sentences like that. Yeah, there's this thing going on, but I don't care. It's like you're making it really hard to judge if you do care or not. How do I get down? Is there a cliff somewhere I can climb down?
Laphicet? May I ask you something?
What is it?
The girl with the umbrella from Lord Melchior's illusion. What is her connection to Eisen? I don't think he'd answer if I asked him myself.
I don't know. I was wondering about her as well. She was pretty, wasn't she?
Oh, so you like a girl who's cute, but with a bit of sophistication.
Really? I thought his type was more like
Shh. What's going on?
We were discussing a delicate topic. Laphicet's first crush, if you must know.
Oh.
No, we weren't. We were just talking about the umbrella girl from the illusion.
The umbrella girl. That illusion made Eisen hesitate. She must be really important to him.
Indeed. It must be a deep, naughty relationship.
Come on now.
Like a wife he wants to leave, but he can never let go. Or a lover from whom he can't move on.
No, that's too wild, and she's too young.
Yeah, it's not that. What's more likely for a self-serving pirate is... A daughter from a woman who only knows him by a fake name. Perhaps one whom he cast aside, or who cast him aside.
And maybe she was somebody he couldn't marry for some reason. But when she died, he raised her daughter for her.
He had been friends with her since they were children. But they only realized their true feelings after they had been married to someone else.
Is this their idea of romance? In any case, beware of girls, Luffy said.
Right.
Beware of girls. Okay. That's funny. It's so amusing because none of them got it right because it's the simplest connection, and that's exactly why they ignored it. It's just his sister. That's all it is Edna. That's really funny. Also, shout out to Edna once again for being voiced by one of my favorite voice actors, Kira Buckland. I knew she was in a Tales game before I played Zestiria. I think I knew she was in Zestiria, or I forgot who she voiced. It took me a while to remember.
You won't get any pity or compassion from me.
Here's the way down. A garish pink shirt. What, like the thing Vegeta wears? The guy loves wearing pink shirts. East Laban Tunnel, underground passage.
Take a look at
This recipe looks real tasty.
Fried albatross.
scout ship settings.
If I remember correctly, this is a totally optional place. Either that or it comes into play later. I think it's optional.
I challenge you.
Gonna interrupt me before I can finish that. Come on. These enemies are kind of tough. They take quite a beating. I finished, right, also, what was I talking about? I don't think I was talking about anything, but I finished watching, because like one of my favorite things to watch on Netflix is Money Heist. Otherwise, it's such a silly name. I can't believe they chose to call it Money Heist. La Casa de Papel, I think is the Spanish name for it. The Paper House, I think. Really good, really good. It's about it's a heist show about a group of thieves stealing from. I can't remember because the first season or the first arc is about this. I forget what the store is called or what the place is called. But the second one, they're in the Spanish Mint, where all the gold is kept.
Don't waste my time.
The first one is a place that prints money. I can't remember what it was called though. It's a big bank, a really big bank in the first one, and the second one is the Mint. And they added part 5 a week ago, I think. which is only 5 episodes, and I watched it all. Like, I hoped to save the episodes, but it was just too good. I was like, I can't resist. I need to keep watching more. I need to see how it ends. And wow, that ending was crazy. And it ended off by saying,
It appears that we're finished
part
here.
2, which is funny. It's like part 2 of part 5. But the second half of the season basically is coming December 3rd, I think. And I'm like, I can't wait. I literally cannot wait. The ending. Wow. Quite a note to leave the audience on until December. I'm just glad there's a date, because up until now, I don't really follow any Netflix social media or anything, so I don't know. Apparently there were trailers for it, and I guess dates, but I didn't know that until it just showed up on Netflix one day. And so seeing at the end of the episode, December 3rd, I'm like, oh cool, I know when it's coming back, so I don't need to like freak out about it. I'm really excited. I think I read on Wikipedia that that's the finale, the final season, like the final chunk of it. So the whole conflict in the Spanish Mint should be over in the next chunk, and like cool, because like I can't wait to see what the finale's like. But also bummer because I really liked it. It's a shame. It's always like, you know, when a good show ends, it's like, yay, it ended and the ending's good. But like I didn't want it to end because I liked it a lot and I wanted more of it. But it's a lot better for it to end that way. Like actually reach a satisfying conclusion, as opposed to dragging for too long. So they're 5 parts out. I believe part 1 and part 2 was the first robbery, and then parts 3, 4, and now 5 are the second one. They're really good. It's cool. All the characters, they're named after cities. Like those are their code names. So I think for season 1, the bunch is Tokyo, Rio, Berlin, Oslo, Moscow, Helsinki, and Nairobi. I think that's everybody that's in season 1. And over the course of season 1, they add Stockholm and Lisbon. Lisbon? Is that how you say it? Because the show's in Spanish, they say Lisbon. Or it sounds like they're saying Lisbon. Something like that. But I think the city is just Lisbon. I think that's okay to say. I don't actually know. And then season 2 adds a whole bunch more with I think Palermo, Marseilles, Manila, Bogota, I believe is the big guy's name. I think that's everyone. Yeah, it's just a nice touch. The trailer, when I first saw the show, it was just on the Netflix front page. They were advertising it. And the show was in English because it was dubbed in English. And I tried to watch it in English for the first episode, but it's weird. Because unlike cartoon dubbing, which is easier to do, or at least it's not super weird to look at, real life dubbing, it's strange when an actor is moving their mouth and what's coming out is not synced up in any way whatsoever. Which is obviously what you get when you're dubbing a Spanish show in English.
I unleashed all my power. Maybe I overdid it.
That's an impossible cadence to capture. And I couldn't deal with it. Like, it wasn't the voice acting that bugged me, it was just the desynchronization that I was just like, I can't do this. So I just swapped it to Spanish with subtitles and I watched it that way instead. And I'm like, you know, this is much better. I just like it. So I'm like, I'll just watch it this way, and I enjoy it. It's good. It's a good show. Apparently I saw like on Twitter, because I was like looking at the hashtag because I want to see what other people thought about the finale, and everybody's thoughts about the finale are pretty much exactly like my own. But I was curious, I was just checking the hashtag. Yes. Aviator sunglasses. and I saw one of the apparently they're doing a different language version of it, like not a dub, but like a reshoot. I don't know how to word it. Like it's a show again, but shot by a different cast of a different language, and I can't remember what the language was. Like I think they were announcing the casting for everybody in the positions of the people from the. Where the hell am I? Oh, this is a dead end. I think that they would put a Code Red demon in here or something. Oh yeah, that's a gap. I can't get through that gap. I need it, right? Oh, whatever. Oh, I mean, just a lot of cat spirits and treasure chests. I'll take it. That's nice. And also some scattered pickups. Tails coins, yay! Oh, maybe something shows up here in the post game or something like that. I don't know. We'll see, I guess. Ooh, a death ward. Awesome. Anyway, we can bounce now. So I guess next stop is Isolt. How long have we been going? 3 hours, 30 minutes. I'll probably stop somewhere in Isolt for the stream. It's funny because I said, yeah, we'll get to Isolt and we'll do all that. Like in my tweet, I thought that's what we would do. I forgot about Renede and this place, whatever it's called. Why is that chunk of land that I can't get to? Because it's a gap. That's fine. We can leave now. I just want to see what was in here. I was definitely expecting a strong enemy of some kind, but they just put nothing here. That's cool. Did I mention that we saw Shang-Chi at all in any of my streams so far? It's pretty recent when we went to watch it. I liked it. I think it was last weekend, not this weekend that just passed, but the one before. It's really fun, really good. If I talked about it before, I'll summarize it. I liked the fighting. The fighting was sick. The rings were cool. I liked the way that they were implemented. The way that they were used in fights was really creative, and just it's really awesome seeing the rings. Wenwu, the antagonist, is my favorite Marvel antagonist of all of them. It was just fun. I liked it. It was a good time, and that's it. You know, just summarizing it in case I talked about it before, because I honestly don't remember if I did or not.
I'll end this quickly.
You're just lucky I made it quick.
Yeah, there are things worse than death.
Let's get started.
Eat it.
Yeah, I swapped to Aizen because it was like Aphrid centered, Zaveid centered action. But yeah, I'll stick with him. Ah, she used her second one. I guess yeah, if they run into a situation where that's the one that they're gonna use, I guess they'll use it. That's great, that's cool.
You won't get any pity or compassion from me.
Velvet Rokuroi leveled up again. Nice. I just try to, when I put the streams on YouTube, because I archive them and I put them on YouTube for people to watch. Yeah, right. I'll have to come back to that one later. I always cut the stream in half. So if it's a 4-hour stream, I try to cut it into 2-hour chunks. 3-hour stream, hour and a half. So on and so forth. The only stream that I cut into 3 parts was that one that I lost internet connection after 50 minutes. So that those first like 40 something minutes is one part, and then the rest of the stream was cut into half. Wasn't my choice to do that, obviously. Internet issues. Wake up, Eisen. That's an interesting spell. It's a really odd thing that later Tales games added.
You won't get any pity or compassion from
that certain arts, certain magical spells are around the user, cast around the user. So it's interesting because it makes you have to put the caster out in the field, and then you have to hope that they don't get hit. Alright, let's just warp out of here.
Now what are we gonna do? What's wrong? This dog came up with a book in its mouth. Here,
dog.
Take a look.
Huh. It looks pretty old. I've never seen this kind of writing before.
It's not ancient Avarost, that's for sure. Part of it looks like a chronology, so maybe it's a history book?
If I were to guess, I'd say they're Meliodosian characters, which would peg it at about 2,000 years old. It's more recent than Avarost, but the writing has fallen completely out of use.
All kinds of notes are written throughout the book, too. Someone must have been studying it. If it's research material, that might make it Videl's book. Videl? Who's that? He's a weird kid who's way into studying history. He lives at the inn.
Could you maybe deliver the book to him for us? We were told not to get too close to him, so...
Yeah, sure. I guess.
Ah yes, Videl. I remember this quest line. This is the one I was talking about, where resolving it gets you the specific trophy achievement for Laphicet. Everybody has a specific one.
My book! My book! Where could I have left it?
Are you Videl? Is this yours?
My book! Oh, that book is super important to me. Thank you.
I'm Laphicet. I hope you don't mind that we flipped through some of it. Can you actually read Meliodosian script?
You recognize Meliodosian writing? That's unusual in this day and age.
Oh, it's not that big of a deal, really.
When I grow up, I want to be an adventurer who travels the world and explores lots of ruins. So to make sure I'm ready for anything, I've been studying ancient history, starting with the Era of Darkness.
The Era of Darkness? You're referring to the Dark Period, right?
Right. Almost no written records from the age have survived.
But if you compare the history before and after, you can tell something major must have happened.
Wow, that's fascinating.
I know!
Look at those two, all worked up over an old book.
My little brother was just like that too. Laufey and our brother used to.
We've received reports of suspicious persons in the area. Have you seen anything?
Not good. They're onto us.
Quickly, hide in my house.
Videl, have you seen anyone suspicious recently?
Sorry, sir. I've been absorbed in my book.
That's all right, thanks. Look, I know it must be tough living alone with your mom. Just remember, your father's a praetor. He's out there fighting to protect us all. Keep your chin up for his sake at least, all right?
Uh-huh.
Thanks for your help, Videl.
Videl, your father is an exorcist?
Yeah, he is. But don't worry, I won't say anything about you and your friends. I'm your friend too.
Really?
And to prove it, I'll let everyone in on a big secret. This book tells you how to make an Omega Elixir, an incredibly ancient and powerful medicine. If I'm reading it right, you need 5 ingredients in order to create the elixir. I've only translated one of them so far, but I'll tell you what it is.
That's really nice of you, Videl. But I don't have any way to repay you for this.
Oh, please, think nothing of it. I'd just like it if you came and talked with me again sometime.
Of course! What are friends for?
The Omega Elixir. That's an ancient medicine said to be able to cure any disease. But it was my understanding that no samples or recipes survived the Era of Darkness.
Meliodacian script was used prior to the Era of Darkness, so I guess it's possible that Videl's recipe might be legit.
He's just a kid. I don't know how much we can trust his translation.
You saw his notes. I doubt many adults could even get anything out of that book. He might be onto something.
Kids are more capable than we give them credit for, especially where their interests lie.
I think we can trust Videl.
Laufey used to read books intently like that too.
Furthermore, couldn't a hypothetical Omega Elixir be quite useful to you, Velvet?
Laufeyset, you look like you really want to track down those ingredients.
Yeah, I do.
Personally, I don't really care. But if you want to look for them, I won't stop you.
Okay.
Omega Elixir Recipe 1. So yeah, that is a side quest. I don't remember where I can look for it to keep track of it though. Instructions to gather a mineral called Long Dow's Dust. Records show it was once excavated in the Vester tunnels. Okay, there we go. It's really weird that I need to look in here to find it. But the Vester tunnels, I believe, were in Islegand, where we came from initially. Or where we wound up after the Earth Pulse. It's not a particularly hard quest to clear. I think Eisen's might have been the toughest. Even then, the last fight wasn't like super intense or anything like that. At least not compared to the Zestiria version of that fight against Phoenix. That is a lot of Exorcists.
This big storm came and swept me out to a Class 4 island. And let me
Oh, is this when we unlock the islands?
The rumors make it sound. I wanted to just wait it out in a shipyard somewhere, but then the water turned all gooey. Then I had these jellyfish things coming onto the deck, and before I knew it, slugs were swimming around in the damn ocean.
Wouldn't the salt in seawater mess up a slug?
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But these weren't no sea slugs neither. It was scary, I'll tell you that much. You want my advice? Stay the hell away from that island altogether. But if you do go, watch out for that gooey stuff.
What did that pirate mean by Class 4? I've never heard of that.
It's a classification the Abbey uses to help inform their strategy, an estimation of how well they've been able to manage the demon outbreak in an area. Administrative Zone Classes 1 through 3 have been assigned a suitable contingent of exorcists to guarantee the population's safety.
So, Class 4 administrative zones are ones that are still unsafe?
In a perfect world, the entire kingdom would be protected, but there's just not enough manpower to go around. The Abbey doesn't send exorcists to remote areas and far-off islands. Instead, they avoid casualties by making those areas off-limits.
But that pirate mentioned he'd come close to an island. Are those policies actually enforced?
They send out an official notice to stay away, and that's all. It's not like they could blockade every tiny remote island out there. So you're free to dive into the deep end if you want, but no one will come to your rescue. Hope you know how to swim.
If they could keep the demons in check, they wouldn't have to tell people to stay clear. Frankly, I think the Abbey just doesn't want to go near places like that.
In other words, these are dangerous places that the Abbey has washed their hands of.
Makes you wonder how much they can administrate these places when they're not willing to get their hands dirty.
Are there many Class 4 administrative zones?
I've heard of 10 such regions in my time working as an inspector for the Abbey, but I'm afraid I couldn't tell you their exact locations or their current status.
If the Abbey abandoned this island, it's probably safe to assume that it's getting to be pretty dangerous.
If we go there, we're gonna want to be prepared.
I like how Eisen's like, yeah, we probably shouldn't, and then immediately the game's like, hey, you can go there now. It's not like Eisen will complain if you do end up going. Which I will do. They're fun. They're like this game's version of the Malevolent Crucibles from
A whole band of them rampaging through Warg Forest.
There was already one dangerous demon in those woods, and now we have more, and they're still on the loose. A lot of exorcists have come to deal with them, but...
What do these demons look like?
That's what I want to know. Those Abbey people won't tell us nothing. Every time a demon comes around, it's all, show us your cargo this, and don't leave port for a while that. How are we supposed to catch any fish?
These demons really are a pain in the neck. If I was an exorcist, I'd lay down some justice, I tell ya. At the end of the day, it's not the demons or the exorcists that have it rough. It's us normal folk.
Anyway, you guys should be careful. There are demons about.
Thanks for the warning.
It's so funny. I never get tired of that happening. Of people like looking at Velvet and Rokuro and being like, hey yo, watch out for demons.
First mate! You're all right!
Sorry to worry you.
And the captain?
It turned out to be a fake. But now I know the real one's still alive somewhere.
Well, of course he is.
Not that he has a lot of time left.
What do you mean?
Calm down. I'll explain later.
Eisen! You stay calm too, okay?
And you've all taken your Salatoma?
Yes, sir.
And nobody died?
All still kicking.
Compared to your curse, sir, this sickness was tiny potatoes.
All right. Then let's get ready to sail out.
Already done, sir. We're ready whenever.
The Pirate's Creed, huh?
There's worse out there.
Expedition's back, yay! Kanono Island. Frameless glasses. Oh, I think that was like our first trip there, and we already got the route to the next island. Take it. To map the world.
The map's getting filled in little by little.
There's still a long way to go. It's a big world out there.
Yeah, that's true.
And a lot can happen on the waves. The far seas are unexplored territory for a reason.
I'd imagine so. The seasons and the weather can change the sea completely.
Oh. Do I sense a budding interest in the sea?
Think you're feeling less apathetic about it now?
I wouldn't say that. I was just reminded of something someone once said to me.
Good stuff. Alright, let's go off to that administrative zone. Yeah, the Aberrant Quarter. That was the first one. And yeah, there you go. For some reason, the game only allows you to record video and take screenshots here on the in the administrative zones. That's how I captured and posted my videos on Twitter of all of my Mystic Arts. It's I had to do them here in these fights. I think there's a cats on every single one of these islands. Not much else though. The Malevolent Crucibles weren't too bad until they got to the character-specific ones.
Is that a fighting arena of some sort? I don't see any demons around.
Look! There's something spewing out of the middle!
I sense a really malicious force emanating from it.
It's probably the vengeful spirits of those who fought and died here looking for glory!
Thanks for that. Now I've got goosebumps.
Let's try not to wind up as more vengeful spirits.
Easy peasy.
We can do this!
Sand mole. I think that thing is from the upcoming area, if I remember Yseult correctly. What are these things? Dumpus. I forget that they have that name. I love them. So Magulu got her second Mystic. She's probably never going to use it. Can't wait for Aizen to learn his because it's very easy to use. I think that's the one where he does a single punch and it's really cool looking. This third one's also pretty rad. Oh yeah, none of them were close enough for that spell. They were all very close for that, though. Oh wow, I forget that he has that move. What enemy isn't wide open facing you, Aizen? They always are. Oh. There were like two enemies there, but not anymore. Still more, huh?
Think you can dodge? Just try. Perfect mayhem. Dead yet? Pressure. No escape. One down. Eat it. No escape. Double hit. Pressure. No escape.
There we go.
It was a close one, but I am the victor.
Just a 3-minute slam down. Got a whole bunch of items. All demons defeated.
Looks like we won't be joining the party.
I can see why this place is the stuff of cautionary bedtime stories.
Not to mention why the Abbey's keeping way the hell away.
We shouldn't let our guard down, but this place could still be a good chance to hone our combat skills.
Indeed. Most everything we fought here seems to follow a pattern. This is a good place for tactical training.
If we ever end up on another island like this one, we should probably come prepared for the kinds of enemies we'll face.
Oh, do we still... Wow, I barely started on the way. Come on.
It's too bad that wasn't the real Ifreed. But I'm glad everyone on the ship is feeling better.
Yeah. Though it sounds like they never want to touch that Salatoma stuff ever again.
What about Eleanor?
She took it too, and her face went all wow.
I don't mean how she looked. I mean how she actually feels.
Oh, well, she looks like she feels better too.
Good.
You're worried about her, aren't you, Velvet?
No, it's nothing like that.
Let me tell you something, kiddo. When young maidens ripen, they have trouble expressing their feelings.
So Velvet's... ripen?
Mogilu! Quit giving Laphicet confusing thoughts.
No trouble expressing those feelings, I see.
The Abbey is supposed to exist to bring peace and order to the world. Everything the Abbey does, everything Lord Melchior and Shepherd Artorius do, it ought to be rooted in that mission. And yet, something just doesn't feel right here.
You are dismissed. That knowledge is not for you.
Something wrong? Whoa! Easy there. Just asking.
Sorry. I was just deep in thought. Is there something you need from me?
Nah. Just heard a bunch of sighs and wondered if you were feeling sick or anything.
No, I drank my Salatoma juice.
Ah. Tasted like crap, didn't it?
It wasn't that bad.
Hey.
What?
Are you afraid of demons?
No, I am not. It's more like I despise them. 10 years ago, a group of them attacked my village. They destroyed everything. And everyone.
Including your family?
Yes. The only family I had at that point was my mother. And in all the chaos, she... All I have left of her is this hand mirror she gave me. I didn't want anyone else to have to feel the way I did. And so I became an exorcist in order to destroy demons. So you can keep your pity.
Gotcha. I will then.
Rokuro, stop trying to be nice. Yeah, I totally forgot about that part of Eleanor's backstory until just now. Like, just as she was talking about it, I was like, oh, right.
that?
That's called a pangyon, a type of bird native to this area.
Pangyon.
Their meat is succulent and tender, and makes a lovely stew.
Wow, what's it taste like?
You'd eat that poor thing? Savage.
You're one to talk, demon. It was one of my mother's specialties.
All right, enough of the chit-chat. Magilu, what's this grimoire friend of yours like?
Well, how do I put it? Oh. You know, like that.
Like what?
Well, to put it in a way those of meager imagination can understand, Grimm's got a sort of listless, aristocratic air about her. A noble woman in her twilight, you could say.
Huh. So you mean like a woman, but different from Velvet and Eleanor?
You're not wrong there. Tell you what, just keep an eye out for a grown woman.
Grown woman. Okay, I got it.
Well, since we got her name, we could start by asking around.
Exactly. Now you're talking. What's up, kiddo?
Magilu, you're a grown woman yourself. So why is it you have trouble clearly expressing your real feelings?
Good question. Put simply, a long time ago, mine broke. Bagow! Chapoom! Bye-bye!
Your feelings broke?
Come on. Let's question the townsfolk.
Laffy said needs to be stopped. It's like every single thing he asks is like an armor-piercer question that no one is ready for. Just because he's so innocent that he's just totally ready to say whatever. Where am I? Ooh, red herbs start popping up now. As the name implies, they increase your stats more than the basic green ones do. Are there blue ones in this game? I can't remember. Or is it just green and then red? Is there any way to climb back up? Oh, that's a drop off. Okay. That's fine. Yes, 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 I remember Isolt very well. To where we have to find Grimoire. How do you get to that side? Oh, you run in from the other side. Just running around, checking stuff out. Okay. Yeah. So I definitely thought we were gonna be able to get through to Grimoire today. But you know, we're at 4 hours. I think this is a good enough place to stop. Oh, there's another save point over here. Yeah. And we went through all that Renede stuff. And everything. I mean, I looked at my my archive of Zestiria streams, and I think I did enough in 4 hours compared to back then with my Zestiria stuff. I think is a good chunk. I shouldn't feel too bad about it. I'll probably keep playing just to kill those other uniques, though, like double back and get them. Well, I can't get the one in Northgand. I can't because they don't let me go back there. But I think I can get the second one at the Gaius Lake Road, I think. We'll have to check. But anyway, yeah. So we cleared up Renede, got all that done. Did all the stuff at Lorgren, I think it was, as well, with Zaveid and Aifread. And now we're here in Yseult. Our goal was to reach Yseult. 4 hours later, we reached Yseult. So yeah, next time. I think what happens next is pretty crazy intense, maybe, sort of, possibly. I could be wrong though, but we'll see. Like, I think I remember what happens in this place, and it just depends on how the dungeon looks like. If we get to the dungeon area and I'm like, oh yeah, I think I remember, but also I'm not sure about like if it's on our first visit or if we come back here and do what I'm thinking about in my head. But the only way to know is to do it. Either way, I'm looking forward to what happens next. So thanks everyone so much for watching. I'm gonna do the thank yous. Of course, first thank you goes to Termillennium for participating in the chat. And then after that, we got Troop Dog. So thanks both of y'all. I think this is pretty good. I didn't mean to stream on Saturday when I did, but I did. So as for tomorrow, I don't know. I want to say that I will, but we'll see how I feel about it. If I do stream tomorrow, it'll be at the same time. And if I don't, that's fine too. I'll definitely stream on Wednesday. Because I know for my Metroid streams, I did it every other day as opposed to every day. But I really like this game. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. See y'all next time. Have a great Monday? I think it's Monday. Yeah, it's Monday. Mondays suck, but have the best Monday that you can have. So, see y'all next time. Till then, hasta.